All right, a Lending Club account update for October 2022. Hi, I'm John McNeil, and this is the Investstrong Network. Welcome. So, as all Investstrong viewers know, since the late summer and early fall of 2018, I had been investing in these Lending Club peer-to-peer lending notes. Now, these notes basically are loans made from peer-to-peer using the Lending Club online platform. And those loans are then broken up into $25 increments that you could purchase and hold in a portfolio. Now, I had been doing this for quite a period of time, and until Lending Club basically stopped offering the Lending Club notes, the peer-to-peer notes, at the end of 2020. Now, from the late summer to early fall of 2018 until December 31st, 2020, I had acquired a grand total of 342 notes. Now, at its peak, I was holding as many as 315 active and performing notes. Since then, since the end of 2020, Lending Club, as I mentioned, no longer were doing the notes, but they would continue to service the existing notes on a legacy basis until the very last of them reached the maturity date and paid off, and thus the Lending Club peer-to-peer platform would then ride into the sunset, as it were. All right. Now, I want to do a review for October of 2022. As I mentioned, I had purchased over the period of time that they were doing this a grand total of 342 notes, right? As of today, 25 of those notes are still active and performing. So you could tell the project is really winding down, right? So I'm down to the last 25 notes. Some 290 of the notes have completely repaid with interest. That is fantastic. Take that any day of the week and on the weekends, right? Okay. Now, there are zero notes in the grace period. Now, the grace period is the first 2 weeks after a loan repayment is due. It is not technically considered delinquent, but it is the first step in the delinquency process. So you never want to see any notes in the grace period. And in fact, as of today, I have zero. So that's great. Now, in the 16 to 30 day delinquency period, I also have zero notes. That is fantastic. Never want to see any kind of note delinquency, right? So that's good. Now, in the 31 to 120 day delinquency period, I actually have one note, and it's a B-level note, right? Now, I get the strong feeling that this note will eventually pay off in full before it falls into default and is charged off. Well, why do I say that, you ask? Well, because to me, it just seems to make no sense to be faithful on your repayments for essentially 2.5 years, right? And then as you're coming into the stretch, the home stretch of the repayment process, to all of a sudden become delinquent in default. Makes no sense. And in fact, what I've noticed is over the last 9 months or so, I had several notes that actually fell into this 31 to 120 day delinquency period. And then the borrower would pay off the entire thing and then just bring their loan to an end during that period, right? And I get the strong feeling that's going to happen to this singular delinquent note. Now, over the last 4 years, I have had a sum total of 25 notes that have been completely charged off. That is, Lending Club has basically given up any hope of collecting any more repayments on the loans. And so the loans have gone into default first, and then they are charged off. Of the 25 charge-offs, 2 of them are A-level notes, 8 of them are B-level notes, 14 are C-level notes, and then I had a single D-level note that was charged off. I had, in fact, only purchased 2 D-level notes over the entire history of the program, and wouldn't you know, one of the 2 would go into default. What are you gonna do? All right. And I also have a single note, an A note, that was canceled. So this is not considered a charge-off, right? Because the note never went into delinquency. Instead, it in the process of putting together the loan, something happened, and Lending Club elected not to go through with the entire loan process and dispensation of the notes in a public way. However, for those persons who purchased the note that was then subsequently canceled, there is no refund. So the effect is it's like a charge-off, right? So you basically lost that $25. Certainly I lost the $25 that was put into the cancellation, the canceled category. So what's the bottom line, you ask? Well, the bottom line 4 years into the Lending Club project is this. Of the $5,000 of Brother John money invested in the late summer and early fall of 2018, I have not added not one single dime of additional Brother John money in that. So it's been $5,000. That's the figure. Of that $5,000, it has turned into a grand total of $8,550 for a cumulative 4-year return of 71%. That is fantastic. And when you break it down on a year-over-year basis, the year-over-year total return for the Lending Club project is a staggering 14.15%. 14.15%. Higher even than the year-over-year return for stocks of the same period, or really any period historically, right? Amazing. Now, my performance has been so great using the Lending Club project that I had searched around for some kind of replacement to continue to do the peer-to-peer loans since Lending Club is no longer doing them. Now, there is Prosper, right, which is kind of their primary competitor. But unfortunately, Prosper does not offer peer-to-peer notes for residents of Texas. And of course, I live in Houston, so that's out. Now, the other peer-to-peer platforms, they're peer-to-peer lending platforms out of India and some out of Europe. Their accounting and credit rating is opaque, to say the least. And then, of course, you always have the danger of currency translation and things just too complex and rich for my blood. I would really like for there to be another peer-to-peer lending note offering a service in the United States of America. I really would. And I've been looking for it. And I'm hoping that some duplicate of Lending Club and Prosper would show up somewhere in the United States, and I would love to participate in it again. But as for now, I have another year and a few months left on the Lending Club project, and I'll keep you up to date as it winds down. All right. So if you found this information informative, right, helpful, hit that thumbs up button for me, please. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And leave a comment. Let me know what your experience, if there are any, in the peer-to-peer space has been. I would love to hear it. I respond to each and every comment, I promise you. And of course, subscribe. Please subscribe to Investstrong. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and good blessings.